In this video, we answer the question, how can I give my client access to their environment, Framework 360? Simply, and after creating it, we click on our client's environment from the environment selector, for example. Let's pretend our client has a hotel demo. We enter the environment by clicking on it, and with one click, we find ourselves inside. Next, we simply need to go to Settings, on the left. In the sidebar, Users and Permissions, and then Users. Here we can create a new user with first name, last name, email, set the level. Then the admin role, or the custom roles that we can always create under Settings, Users and Permissions, Roles and Permissions. Here we can, for example, create a role for the sales department for our client if we want to limit their access to certain functionalities. Once this is done, we go to the role, select the type of role our client should have, and we can further restrict certain sections. On the user themselves, if we want a specific user who has a broader role to simply see fewer functions than the role we have assigned them, and subsequently, our client will receive an email with the access data and the link to access their environment. For example, indeed, they will receive the email we have chosen to allow them access, and the password if we have set it. Otherwise, a random password will be generated by Framework 360, and our client will find it in the email they receive. If we want to send the data directly to our client via WhatsApp, for example, via email, we personally could simply give them the email we have chosen, the password we have chosen, and provide them with the link we find inside. Settings, Configuration, Domains, under the backend section. So in this case, it will be hotel-demo.myframework360.t, which corresponds to the reserved area of the panel. Another way to grant access is simply to send them the link we see at the top, .framework360.tit/admin. So, to recap the ways to access the Framework 360 panel for our client, they will use their email, the password we have chosen for them, or that the system has automatically generated, and as a link, there will essentially be three possibilities. The first is clientdomain.com, for example, /admin. So Framework 360 will redirect to the reserved area panel to grant access, or we can send them the link we see under Settings, Configuration. In this case, hoteldemo.myframework360.it. So hoteldemo.myframework360.it. Obviously, each environment will have its own link. Or, much more simply, if we want our client to see the Framework 360 brand, we can give them login.framework360it, the classic login from which everyone always accesses directly from the website. As we can see, in fact, login at the bottom left is .framework360.it. So these are the three possibilities. By also sending them an email and password, our client will access their environment with the role we have decided to assign to them and the related permissions. As we can see, in fact, as we saw in the dedicated tutorial, we can transfer various items under unused entries and proceed to remove permissions to view certain sections, etc.